Well, we've been waiting for this, right? We are going to have the response from Amber's camp, which obviously it's from Shawn Portwood, but we can assume at this point if it's coming from Shawn, it's likely coming from Amber because Amber is not speaking publicly and Shawn is having no problem defending his sister, and because of an interview that was provided by Rhonda Russell, the woman that bailed Amber out, and her former sort of personal assistant, housekeeper. He had a lot to say following that interview. And on Twitter, he was very active this morning talking about all of the lies that Rhonda had talked about. Most interestingly was that he insists that Rhonda never bailed his sister out. In fact, he says that Amber paid for the bond herself and that it was not Rhonda's money. But I'll show you what he said. So he said, without a crystal ball is a nobody, and the machete story is not true. The fact is there's no way to prove any validity to it, and who the heck is this Rhonda person? Because I don't know her as being the one to bail my sister out. So that was in reference to, again, Shawn denying that there is any sort of machete as a part of this case and that anything suggested by Rhonda is false. If you remember, she stated that Amber had found or took her into a closet and conspicuously found a machete placed in the master closet, which happened to be Andrew's closet. So I don't know if he's trying to backtrack and suggest that it doesn't there. Rhonda says that she did see it. Beyond that, I don't know what he's talking about. So then he said, there's nothing strange about the story. The person who bailed out Amber was really Amber. My mom is the one that went to get her, but Andrew actually put the money back in Amber's account after he stole it to bail her out. While considering Andrew took all of the money out of her account and transferred it into his personal account, the only way she was able to bail herself out was to have him transfer money back into her account. First of all, why would I bail her out? I live in Florida, she lives in Indiana. Second of all, she has the money to build herself out, which is she did. Why must it be on my shoulders to take care of all of that? Everyone holds me to the weirdest standard for some reason. And he said, I don't care if her name is on the bail or not, because she didn't sell out, I think he meant shell out her own cash for it. The cash came from Andrew, who originally stole it from my sister. That lady's upset because Amber wanted to fire her. Obviously, she hasn't learned, and that's her fault, but he did take 40 grand from her bank account and put it in his own personal bank accounts the day after she was arrested. That was done immediately after she found out what he had done. And then he said, who says I'm not supporting her in a different way? I support her in a very different way, but I'm defending what is right and what is wrong, and this stuff that has been put out is not the truth. I'm entitled to defend the truth, and this is not it. So he's essentially insinuating or suggesting that Amber Portwood paid for this out of her own money, that Andrew moved money around after she was arrested so that Amber would not have access to funds, and then after moving the money around, he put it back in their joint account, and that Amber actually used her own money to bail herself out, and that the money did not come from Rhonda. However, that was not what Rhonda said. Rhonda said that she paid with her own money to bail her out. Now, he also insisted that Amber bailed herself out. However, I was able to get the actual records from Rhonda on the day that she did bail out Amber, and here it is. So on the day of, she went down to the court, or went down to the clerk and paid a cash bond of $2,000. There was a case number. You can see that she signed it. Amber signed it after she paid the bond. It basically provides the outline of what was required for her for the bond. There's the receipt of Rhonda's. She paid a total of $2,005. She paid it on her credit card. This was the bond refund procedure, and so this basically says that if the bond can be returned to her She can request a refund after the court case. However, she might be forfeited the money if there's fees or expenses, or if the defendant doesn't show up in court. And then this was the original form that she signed before, when she went down, when Amber could not sign the form. So she initially filed the form, signed it, and then they provided it to Amber, which you saw here was where she then signed it later. So she had both forms. She got the first copy that she signed, and then the one that Amber signed, and then you see the receipt where she put it on her credit card and she paid for it. So the thing is that in the state of Indiana, you cannot bond yourself out. So in order to be released, you have to have someone co-sign on your bail. There's a couple. If you cannot find someone to co-sign on your bail, what you can do is find a bail bondsman who will sign the bail, who will co-sign for you and put the money down for you, and then you give them the deposit. Now, she could have gone through a bail bondsman, but she didn't. And it could be for a number of reasons. She might not have wanted to deal with the ramifications of the bail bondsmen. Maybe they have interest rates or specific needs that are not, that she doesn't feel like she can meet. There could be, the bond wasn't actually very high. It was only $2,000. So in this case, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that she would want to try to pay the full cash bond and not have to pay the percentage. Come on, get down. So the fact of the matter is that Shawn is saying that Rhonda did not bond her out. That's not true. We have the court documents that show that Rhonda actually did bond her out, and it's listed on the court records in the court case in the My Indy Court. Like when you look up the court case, that Rhonda is listed as the person that bonded her out. And then the request by Rhonda to have her refund which was reported by Sarcasm initially. Now the court did deny the initial request for a refund. However, they tabled the order and will be discussing it in full detail on the 10th. So at the next court hearing on October 10th, they will discuss what's going to happen with that bond money. Now, in regards to the money not being Rhonda's, Rhonda says that she paid it out of her own money. I can't answer any questions about whether or not Andrew stole money from her or whatever, but you know, this is the kind of stuff that Amber has consistently done with her boyfriends, is that she'll accuse them of stealing or moving money around. And if you can see what Shawn did, is he said that he stole the money, but then you say that he put the money back. So did he steal? Did he not steal? If he moved the money around, is that really stealing if the money goes back? I don't know. And again, I haven't talked to Andrew. Andrew's not speaking to the media, so I can't answer those questions. But I can say that based on the records that I've been provided, Oh, my dog wants to pet. My dog wants to say hi. She's very anxious right now. Hi. Okay. So she is the one that bailed her out. So I don't know where Shawn is getting this information. And there was a lot of questions like, well, why wouldn't her mom sign for it? Why wouldn't Shawn do it? Well, Shawn basically said, why should I have to bail her out? That's not my responsibility. I don't have to bail her out. She can take care of herself. And then she's saying that Amber paid the money to her and that it wasn't Rhonda's money, which Rhonda said it was her money, and that she requested that the court give her the money back because she needs that money due to her husband's being on short-term disability and not having access to funding right now and needing the money back. So despite what Shawn says, it's clear that Rhonda, according to Rhonda's words, was not paid back, which is why she made the request to the court. I don't understand, like, when you can verify information like this, when you can go to the court records and determine what the court records say. It's very odd to me that people will lie about something like this. I mean, it wasn't that hard to get a copy of the bond agreement, which shows that Rhonda signed it, which shows that she put it on her credit card. Everything that happens on the back end, he essentially has to trust that his sister is telling him the truth. And we all know that Amber has a difficult background with telling the truth. Hey, get down. No. Get down. Please get down. Please get down. So I'm not sure. This dog is so needy right now. As you can see, I'm not mean to this dog. She just definitely wants to be on top of me right now. So, okay, this is what I've got for Amber and for this case. Shawn clearly doesn't have the right information. This is inaccurate. And as far, get down, please get down. Please get down. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Shawn clearly doesn't have the right information. So at this point, we'll just go with the fact of what the court documents say, and that's that Rhonda bailed him out, Rhonda put it on her credit card, and Rhonda signed for it. And theoretically, whoever puts up the money is ultimately responsible for the person if something goes wrong. And so she has legal liability to Amber, which is a huge responsibility. And Shawn saying that she was afraid that Amber wanted to fire her. Well, they coerced her into paying for bonding her out, and they clearly had to ask someone else because Andrew wasn't going to bail her out. So if Andrew's not going to bail her out, they're going to have to get the money from somewhere. If Amber can't get access to her bank account and can't use her own money, someone else has to bail her out. It's kind of like 1 + 1 = 7 when it comes to Amber Portwood. All right, you guys. Now, in terms of Matt, I did speak with Matt Beyer, and he will be joining me at, I believe, 7 p.m. Central Time. I'll be calling him a little bit early to get him on a phone call. So we will be doing a interview by video, so he'll be able to see his face, and he'll be talking about, what his life was like and all that good stuff. So, come on, honey, get down. I'll be back in a little bit. Do you want to say bye? Oh my gosh. Bye, guys.